When you're young, the life ahead of you is a pristine, never-opened book. It has that intoxicating new book smell. You're just cracking the cover. The pages are white and clean. You absolutely know there's a grand story ahead. When you're very young, you could be a cowboy or a ballerina. In the glory of youth, you and your friends are pirates, widely adored pop stars, superstar athletes, or a queen whose rule is just and kind. Later, the fantasies fade, but the dreams become more focused. Maybe you'll be the first human being on Mars, or the inventor of a great new thing. The story is whatever you want it to be, and you're still in the opening pages of your great novel. You know, though, that the story will be great. You know you have a destiny, a purpose in this life. Some of those dreams are your own, it's true, but some of those dreams, those hopes of destiny, are from God. As we grow older, some of those dreams begin to fade, washed in pain, cynicism, and failure. Something unnamed repaints the horizon. The mundane, agonizing details of life build and build like bricks. Soon, we are too weary of wrestling with our everyday existence to find grand visions of destiny. Even our relationship with God, which seems so wonderfully beautiful and life-giving at first, dims. We don't stop walking, but we may as well. What toxin is this that can turn a wide-eyed dream into a grinding drudge? It's as if we all woke up one morning under a curse we couldn't shake. We push on, one foot in front of the other, but we stop wondering why. The next thing we know, we've got rocks in our shoes and lungs lined with dust. The curse, though, is not a metaphor. The curse is a lie all of us buy into, sometimes suddenly, sometimes slowly, like a frog in a pot. The lie breaks our hearts and it scatters us in different ways. Some of us find shelter in religious discipline. Some seek solace in cynicism and unchecked deconstruction. Some are driven away completely. Then we place blame on ourselves, others close to us, our religious systems, the government, or God himself. Some of this blame is valid for sure. Here is the lie, in two parts. We do not see God as he is, and we do not see ourselves as we are. We all believe the lie to some degree. Suddenly, the road we've been journeying along splits. Which path do we choose? Well, that's tricky. Throughout all of history, the cure has never come in the form we expected.
Hello, I'm John Lynch, and this is Bruce McNichol. And Bill Thrall's not with us today, one of the three amigos. And we have been at this for a while, for a long time, trying to express this message of grace, of new identity, of living out of the freedom of who Jesus says we are on our worst day. So, you just read the first chapter, Two Roads. Man, if you could know how long we struggled to come up with that metaphor, how do you give a picture of that initial heart motivation of how am I going to live this life, the rest of my life? Am I going to live out of trying to perform for God and then seeing my sin between us and God way over there? Always feeling a little bit like I'm behind? Or am I going to take this bizarre, daring leap into saying, you'd rather me trust you than perform for you? And where that leads all the way to Jesus with his arm around us.
When we take you to the fork in the road and you begin to realize that we're trying to make a choice at that fork in the road between pleasing God and trusting God, realize that we're asking you to think about what is my primary motive in life. Because whatever my primary motive is, that will be leading to the thing that I value, and that will lead to how I behave, my actions. So if my primary motive is wanting to please God, I will value performing for him, and that will lead me to trying to manage my stuff, my sin. If my primary motive, on the other hand, is trusting God, that will lead me to value the relationship with Jesus, with God, and be able to trust who he says I am. And that will lead me to want to love others. The one motive, the first motive, leads me to try to manage my stuff. And that will actually make me a little self-centered. The second motive will actually lead me to want to love others. And that's what Jesus says. Trust me, and they'll know that you follow me because you love others.
Maybe you picked it up right in the middle of that chapter. We talk about a group of people who, in disgust of leaving the room with good intentions, they never make it back to the crossroads. That represents millions and millions of people we know, and you know. That would be a great discussion point tonight to talk about how in the world do I get there? What has the church done? What has our theology done that allows friends to get there to where they just say, no more, I don't want anything to do with this. I believe Jesus is real, but I don't want to meet with any of the rest of you anymore. It's too painful, there's too much control, and it doesn't seem real. So that would be a great thing to talk about. This vehicle of the two roads gives us language and new ways of describing, oh man, today I feel like I'm back in the room of good intentions. So enjoy, you guys. Have a great, great time working this one through.
What is the cure? It's a revelation. It's an answer that starts in a sigh and a moan. It's a question we remember to ask. It's a promise from an ancient love. The cure is a reformation, a reclamation, a restoration. The cure is freedom. Pure, unmasked, stone-skipping, free-falling freedom. You've known it all your life. You just didn't know that anyone else did. The cure is a voice, then a harmony, then an anthem. The cure is health messy, authentic health. The cure is the release of your destiny beyond your wildest daydreams. The cure is peace for those who take it, and smoke for those who wink at it, smugly assuming they already have it. The cure is a lens that can make condemnation and shame disappear. The cure, it's hope wrapped inside a new creation. The cure is seeing the real God, enjoying the real you. The cure is here.